Oh, hey, call the spaceships to Davenport. Prepare for Divanarchy and interface with the couch in space. Welcome to Space Couch. What is up? Uh, you look. Sometimes the episode just doesn't load right away, so you see me off the couch, and I guess point to you. Let me just do a little share-a-rooski because we need to spread this around not only space, but you there on Earth as well. Assuming you're watching from Earth. No disrespect to any of our Venusian fans. And goodness gracious. Oh, we got a good one planned up for you Terrans and Venusians today. First, oh, Bitman is in the chat room. Good on you for first commenting. We should figure something out. We should figure something out for first commenters because this is a live show. Um, but we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that with the help of this week's sponsor. We got a brand new sponsor this week. What's up, Ray? Brand new sponsor this week is Tiger Squawk Records. You want to check all this out at tigersquawkrecords.bandcamp.com. Fazaz City from science fiction, Fox-based synthwave. Grasp Logic brings you lost soundtracks. It's so spooky, you're going to shit your pants. Speaking of spooky, Tapeworm Hole from Italy. That is creepy as shit. Pre-amplifier from Cedar Hill furniture-based techno. Your mind's going to explode. 808 from Grasp Logic. Volt 9000 is back with, I think, his best Viral. You want to check out Clubovador's Impostorable. It's impostorably good. Hope EP from Cyrene. And Batavia, last week's guest, quite mean-spirited. It's the best. Squawkstock is coming up. We're doing our first online event. I'll be hosting. So Space Couch will not be running next week because you want to check out Saturday's Squawkstock at twitch.tv/TigerSquawk. Yes. Okay. That is then. This is now. Bitman wants a box of ding dongs. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll send you a box of ding dongs from space down to Earth in the England region. Now, from another region of Earth comes an extremely exciting new talent. Been listening to this EP, as have many people, because if this thing gets any more buzz, then I don't know. We're just going to have to start a bee colony. Not my best joke, but this is going to be one of our better guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Shit. No, wait, you're not on yet, dude. I fucked it up. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, man, we got to change the space batteries on this. That's okay. We're going to go to manual control like they did in that one weird Star Trek movie. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Choke Chain. What's up, sir?
Oh, hello, Brian.
What's going on, man?
Dude, it's my first time in space, man. Thanks a bunch for
Thank
inviting me.
you for joining us up here in the void. I think we're somewhere around Arcturus, but I kind of just let it float here on Space Couch Day. But back on Earth, you have a new EP out now, Chain Tactics. It's been, like I said in the intro, it's pretty amazing. Lots of heat behind this thing. Tell us sort of high level, because we like to start up high level, being that I'm out in orbit. High level, what can we expect from Chain Tactics? Like emotionally, what do you?
It's just like trying to go hard as fuck.
Just trying to go hard as fuck. All right, awesome, man.
It's like I don't know. It's really angry. Like, I don't know, just like a cathartic release of energy.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Oh, DJ D42, Adam Cagle, Jack Hollingsworth. Everybody's here. All right, you guys, check this out. I got to do this manually today because my thing broke. But all right, here's a little bit. Here's a little bit of the new EP. Do a little bit of that. Ah, so good. I love it. Oh, Grass Logic is here. Hello from the Blue Spirit. Good stuff. Um, let's. I we'll get into this, like, because I know Brutal Resonance said that we have extremely similar
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
vocal styles. I love that. That's just working for you so well because I've got nothing but shit for it for 20 fucking years.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well, there's been a few people that are kind of weird about it, but I mean, that's their problem. Anyway, uh, it's I don't know, it's just what my voice like does. You know
totally.
what I mean? Like I'm not gonna like I could just like really sit and focus and be like, no, I'm gonna like make my voice be something different
Mhm.
than it is. But it's like, what's the point in that if this is like a really thing where I'm just trying to be like true to myself and what I'm gonna do, you know?
1 zillion%. Yeah. Like people would ask me, like, how do you do that with your voice? Like, I fucking open my mouth, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, local boy, Ben of the Sweat Boys is here, and super friend of the show, Dre. Um,
Hi Ben.
hey, man, and also guest of the show. Because you, of course, are in, uh, well, you're in space now, but normally you are in LaSalle, Wisconsin, which we had the pleasure of doing semi recently. It seems like a million years ago. I don't even know. But and there is a also a Sweat Boys remix of Grave out
Yes,
now.
sir.
That
Great, great read.
is pretty awesome.
I was just stoked because uh, I've known Ben forever.
Hmm.
Me and Ben have some pretty similar tastes in general,
Okay.
with music, and it's just it was cool because it's nice to see somebody who like has a more of an ear for production than I do. Like take one of my songs and like kind of just get it up there in production wise,
Uh,
Um,
I
I don't
will
know.
agree that the um, Sweat Boys remix is definitely high production, but I think Chain Tactics is a wonderfully produced EP. It sounds really great. What and this is your first sort of offering unto the world, especially in that, as far as I know. If correct me if I'm wrong, but
Well, I've done some other stuff in like bands like punk
mhm,
rock bands and like metal bands,
mhm.
but like this is my first thing ever where I'm actually just like I'm gonna do it myself. I'm just gonna
Nice,
do
man.
this. This is actually like the first time I'd ever mixed anything in my life and like recorded
Really?
anything in my life. Yeah,
Well, you've got an ear for it, man.
I just
Like,
wanted to do it, and I don't know.
I mean, I have uh, a, a lot of music from people that aren't quite where I don't think you are on your first salvo. What sort of equipment are you using these days?
Um, I do like my compositions primarily on like hardware.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Okay.
yep. I use an MPC Live for almost everything.
Okay.
It's just like a super powerful like sampler sequencer
Right.
thing. Um, and then I like have like other synths and stuff. Like I use a lot of like FM stuff. Like I have an Electron box that is a good FM synth, and then I have one of the chord vocals that's basically just like a little DX7.
Okay.
And I kind of do like a lot of like FM stuff like primarily, but I also really like digital stuff.
Hmm.
Uh, but recently I've been using Ableton like a little bit because like I can sample stuff from Ableton like into my sampler and just like compose in there. Just like sample. I can sample things into my sampler as like audio,
Hmm.
just like audio files and sequence it that way.
Okay,
And
cool.
for me, that's just like how it comes easiest to me. I don't know.
Well,
I'm
that's cool, man. Like I'm sort of just rediscovering gear
mhm,
myself. I that's a pretty cool sort of mix you got.
yeah,
Oh, the Boundless is here. Dre of many projects. Uh, one of them being Skinny Puppy says, "Yeah, I used MPC as well. Grasp Logic sample for days." Um,
yeah,
so lots of love for the MPC, and that's pretty cool. You're that hardware based, especially if you're coming from like a punk rock background where you're like,
yeah,
I have this guitar, it makes a guitar noise. All right,
yeah.
now you have
Well,
all the noises in the world at your
yeah.
fingertips. Go.
I mean, my philosophy for this music is still like extremely punk rock.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
if like uh I try not to spend too terribly long on like slaving over a production for like hours and hours and hours and hours and then just ending up being like, wow, I don't really like this. It's easier for me to just like do it
Hmm.
and then have it done and just
Right.
like have it out and it's cool. Like, you know.
No,
And the raw kind of production I feel like kind of lends to like my whole take on like the really hardcore like EBM thing I guess I try and do. I don't know.
no, that's great. I mean, that's sort of leading me into where I wanted to go next was your path to doing electronic music and the ensuing EP. You had
Yeah.
you start out you're doing just whatever punk bands, presumably in
Mhm.
Wisconsin,
Yep.
where before I moved to Boston and then space, I grew up in Milwaukee.
Yep.
But gosh, that after Wayne's World came out, this is might be I know I'm quite older than you, but like when
Yeah.
that movie came out, that was every radio like cut like you're listening to WKTI
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Algonquin for the good land. Ugh,
Yeah.
but Wayne's World. Sorry, for the listener. Back to you. Um,
Yeah.
so you're playing in metal bands and stuff, and
Mhm.
mm, sort of aware of this electronic world, or how did
Well,
that come about?
so my experience is like way different than a lot of other people, I
Okay.
guess. So my older brother, uh, my older brother is like your age or older than you actually.
Hmm.
But he was in, and I'm originally from California. I'm originally from around the Los Angeles area.
Okay.
But so he was in like a death rock band, like a
Awesome.
goth band called the Phantom Limbs back in like the late '90s and the early 2000s, and
Okay.
like they like put out records on Alternative Tentacles
Oh,
and like
that's
toured
awesome.
Europe a bunch and stuff. And
Okay.
so like I was just like around somebody who like had that knowledge and like would just be like, "Hey, I'm listening to this music. Do you want to like check it out? Maybe
Mm.
you'll like it." And like once I like consciously could make the choice whether or not that I actually like did like that like alternative
Right.
like goth industrial genre, I was like, "Yep, I like it."
Cool.
You know, I was like, "This is my thing." Um, but as far as like m- myself personally with my own like music,
Hmm.
I started out just like playing bass in like punk bands and
Hmm.
stuff around town, and like for a little while I was like touring everywhere. Like
Oh
I've done a
wow.
lot of touring with a few bands for like years.
This is out of California at this point, or
Started Lacrosse.
okay? This is out of
Uh,
Cross then.
yeah, yeah. Every band that I've been in, it's been in from Lacrosse.
Hmm.
But my it was actually my last band that I was in. I was touring like 100 days a year, like
Get
easily.
out! Damn.
Uh, yep. We put out a few records, and I mean they're great. They're called Rig Time. If you want to check them out, they're fantastic people.
Hmm.
It's great. Um, I just kind of was veering in more of less of the metal direction and more just into like my own personal influences and like industrial and
Hmm.
like uh, electronic music and just like goth music in general. Because
Hmm.
like I do like metal, you know,
Hmm.
like I really like metal, but I just figured if I was going to put that much time into something, I would rather it be something that is like 100% like my thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. And yeah, so that's just kind of how I got here, I guess.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mm.
Um, the with the amount of, I mean, you like you hit like number one or two on Bandcamp for a couple
For
of
a while,
keywords.
for like a week straight, I was number one. I couldn't believe it.
That's pretty amazing, man.
There's been a few things that have happened that I like can't even believe with this
Oh
EP.
yeah, like what?
Uh, like some of my like actual like really big influences like have put me in their DJ sets and
That's
stuff, and like
amazing.
it's crazy.
We will
And I
get.
got played in Berlin yesterday on like a huge DJ stream. It was either yesterday or the day before, but like I can't believe it. Like I'm just some kid in Wisconsin just doing it,
That's
and
awesome.
want to listen to it in Europe. Like whatever, dude.
Nicole Nespala says rig time is great, and Dre says, "Well, I got a new band to follow." So the
They deserve it. They are so hardworking.
cool, cool.
Please.
The That's pretty awesome, man. Do you have any plans to do the whole music video thing?
Um. Yeah. Well, a lot of what's happening right now with my project, I'm taking like really into consideration like what's happening with like the global health
Yeah.
thing going on. So I'm doing like predominantly everything just like myself, you
Mm.
know. And like I'm not very good at like video stuff. Uh, I mean, I might like try something, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know.
that's what like the that's one of the things that I like about electronic music is it's this sort of sojourn, like warrior's journey you're taking by
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
almost, and it's like no one's gonna there's no rules really. I mean, you
Yeah.
can just
There-
do
Yeah.
whatever you want. You could start a TV show from space if you wanted. I don't know what
Good.
kind of maniac would ever do that, but
I wouldn't want to compete with you if I ever did that, man.
I mean, who cares? Go ahead.
Yeah.
The Let's get into lacrosse a bit because I'd heard from my time in a little bit in Milwaukee
Hmm.
and a lot when the 4 years I was going to school at Madison in Wisconsin, that
Yep.
there's this like almost like Camelot. There's this like legendary venue that like your friend went to or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, called the Warehouse, and I'd
Hmm.
heard about it, like
Hmm.
because a lot of people from like Fox Valley and stuff like
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
go to Madison for school.
Yep.
And if you grow up in Milwaukee, I'm sorry to get into like local Wisconsin
Yeah.
shit, but if you grow up in Milwaukee like I did, like that's Canada. That's like so far north. It's
Yeah.
unfathomable.
Yep. Yep.
And then I started hearing about this place, the Warehouse, and then we finally did it with Conformco and local heroes, Sweat Boys, um, and the Gossicles, and it was wonderful. And Absent of Faith, and it was amazing. Like
Yeah.
it should be a museum. Like I know we
Oh,
have a lot of industrial historians that listen to this show, and it's worth going to just like I didn't move a lot of merch or as much merch as I could have at that show because I wasn't manning the booth because I was just staring at these flyers on the
yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, so like that's another thing that really got me into industrial music was being like a young kid going there and then
mm,
looking at like all the posters and being like, oh, I'm gonna go check out C-Tech when I get home, or
that's
oh, cool, Raised in
incredible.
Black, cool, or like
Right.
attrition posters or something, and be like, I'm gonna go check that out, and that's just that helped a lot too, for sure.
Totally, man. Like we were doing this we were playing we cover Raised in Black on
Yeah,
that tour,
yeah,
and then sometimes it doesn't really work if it's like a younger audience, but
yeah,
there's a Raised in Black flyer on the wall
yeah,
at the
yeah,
warehouse with like Virus 23
yeah,
and like
crazy,
13 MG and like these
crazy.
bands like
Yeah,
I thought I was the only weirdo in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin that ever like heard of it. But so you grow up uh, in this environment with the warehouse. You have these. James Frogley Owlsley says warehouse is what opened up my industrial doors. Um, could you tell me about the influence of the warehouse sort of on that lacrosse scene, if you will?
Um, I mean, it's really influential to like a lot of for like a lot of different kids that are into like a lot of different like styles.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because of like just how long it's been there and like who's played there and like the more you learn about it, the more you're like, oh, like what I did, you're like, oh, this band played there. I want to
Hmm.
check that out. And then you're like, cool, like this is sweet. Um, and like uh, I don't know, it's just like yeah, my influences um kind of just grew from just being there. You
Hmm.
know, just seeing you know, because a decent amount of bands come through. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like Steve really tries to like make it a place that you know
that's the
kids
owner.
like. Yeah, Steve
Okay.
is the owner. Yep.
Okay.
He tries to just make it a place that you know kids that like actually like music would want to go. You know, and
And
it's
it's all
like
ages. Yeah.
great, fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's.
Because God knows we don't need another bar downtown in the
I mean,
future.
I've only been there the once, but yeah, it seems like. I mean, I'm from Wisconsin
Yeah,
and later Chicago, but like grew up in Wisconsin, and yeah, there's a non-zero amount of bars, let's say.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure. And
yeah.
just like that in general, just like that, it's a space that's like just for music. Like
Mm.
really helps it like resonate with young people because like it's just like that's what they're there for. You know what I mean? They're not there to like be hooligans and cause a bunch of
Oh,
trouble.
right.
Whatever, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Right. Or you're like, I have played like bars and stuff where there's other shit going on and you're like, is it
Yeah,
okay that I'm even here? Like
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, it was just speaking of Chicago, like I'm seeing, like uh my friends from there like Christ analog pictures when they were like 24 and I'm like
Yeah, yeah,
what this is incredible.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, definitely check out 29 years of all ages shows says Sweat Boy Superstar Ben.
Yep.
Um
Uh, and yeah,
it's is it so is it done in COVID world or
uh, well, what was that? Sorry.
like because I contributed to the fund to sort of help out that
Okay.
venue and like local venues and stuff. Like it's
Yeah, yeah.
closed for now. Like no one's getting in with
For
masks or
now,
anything like.
now, yeah, we
Okay.
like, yeah, like, I'm pretty sure everyone, like, I'm a volunteer there,
Okay.
and I'm sure I can speak for every single volunteer and the owner that like this is the thing we should be doing to be like good members of our community and not like spread a virus,
Mhm.
you know,
Sure.
killing people. So I don't know. For now, yes.
Okay.
So you can definitely like donate to like help.
Mhm.
Uh, the website is warehouserocks.com, and there should be a big yellow donate button you should see right there. So,
Check that out. Check that out. And if you are ever in central Wisconsin,
yeah.
uh, it's the place you got to be. Let's get back to you a bit. We were talking before the show and found out you are a big gamer.
Hmm.
Um, give me, and I'm just gonna go full high fidelity here.
Okay. Yep.
Fuck it. Give me 3 to 5 of your favorite video games and why.
Oh boy. Um.
No wrong answers. I'm not gonna like
Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
I just have to think a little bit. Like I know my number one
What's
is
that?
my number one is definitely World of Warcraft.
Okay.
Definitely. Because I'm just really into like role playing games and stuff,
Oh,
and
awesome.
like when I like realized that like you can do that with like millions of other people at the same time, it just blew my mind. I couldn't even believe it. And so I don't know. I played that game for 15 years, man. It's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
been a long. It's been around for a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah. So that's definitely my number one. My number two is probably like Half Life, like the
Dope.
original Half Life.
Dope.
I love that one, dude.
Yeah.
Uh, just groundbreaking FPS.
Yeah, that I remember I was playing that. I was in undergrad at the aforementioned UW
Mhm.
Madison at the time. And the first time you see I forget what is canonically called, the guy in the suit, the FBI
Uh,
agent dude.
Gordon Freeman.
Well, no, that's you. But there's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this FBI guy that like follows you around and
Oh,
stuff.
the G-Man.
The G-man, you see
Yeah.
him walk by in the back, and I went, "Holy shit!" And like I
You're like,
woke my roommate up in the shitty Chadbourne dorm room. But yeah, good call on Half Life.
and then I would say my third favorite game is actually something that started out as a mod for Half-Life. I'm a huge Team Fortress 2 fan.
No, word.
Huge, like ridiculous.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm just really partial to like Valve games in general,
Mm,
just because of like the whole like usually they have this like crazy like post-apocalyptic like aesthetic thing they have
yeah,
going on, and like they just like do the storytelling really well. As to where I feel like a lot of like game companies like have really terrible stories in games nowadays.
really.
Uh, I don't know, just like in my opinion.
No, I feel you, man. Like I've killed God like
Yeah,
18 times. Like,
I,
come on, man.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
At some point, it kind of seems like the industry just like started to be like, okay, here's how we're going to make all our money instead of okay, here's how we're going to make a good game. You
right,
know?
right.
Yeah.
Like there was I something like I played like not God of War, Darksiders into Bayonetta into whatever Devil May Cry was out at the time. The
Uh huh.
plot of them is all kind of the same, like
Yeah.
heaven versus hell. I'm like, all right, I got it. Look, can I? Okay, sure, whatever,
Yeah.
fine. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, uh, Portal was the best Half-Life expansion thing. All
This
good,
was great. I agree.
says
Uh,
James.
that's
Uh,
a crazy puzzle game. You know?
Daniel Roth says, Mr. Freeman. Love it. Batavia is here. What's up, Ed? Um, yeah, that was all good stuff.
Yeah.
Some great sounds out of that. Like some really wonderful little industrial, if you want, uh, kind of noises I think came out of
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Um, so, with all this highfalutin video game talk,
Yep. Yep.
we gotta design the choke chain video game. Would this be like a fighting thing where you have like your logo, that sickle,
Uh-huh.
on like a chain, or would we do like a switch thing where you gotta catch a guy doing like a trust fall? So
Yeah.
what in what's your ideal choke chain licensed video game?
So I think it sounds the most like some like it would be like a fighting game. I don't know, just because like my music itself kind of just lends itself to that whole like Mortal Kombat esque like high energy thing.
Love it.
Uh, I don't know, um, but yeah, man. Like I said, my favorite games are like RPGs.
Okay.
So it'd probably just be some like RPG that has to do with some really crazy like morbid dark story or something.
Very
And
cool. Very cool.
the dude's main weapons would be like a sickle on a chain. And you go like, wow,
Yes. Yeah.
huh?
Can Ben from Sweat Boys be a playable character?
Of course.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be the healer. He all that sweating like increases your
Yeah.
stamina.
I drink the sweat and it like increase my health.
Yes, yes. Every elixir is Ben's
Is
personal sweat.
sweat. Yeah.
I love it. I love
Love
it.
it.
That sort of segues a little bit into uh, the next thing I wanted to talk about, where it's like in uh, a World of Warcraft setting.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, let's do. Daniel Whaley says "Screaming Gothicals." Yeah, all right. The or choke chain.
Yeah.
We should we should do like a vocal tutorial
Yeah.
series of us screeching.
It's funny.
Um, in a World of Warcraft type setting, take
Uh-huh.
let's say four of your
Uh-huh.
musical influences.
Uh-huh.
What classes would they be?
Oh boy. So every single one would be the undead race. Every single
Okay.
um, that's just like when I was like a young kid and making my first character, I saw undead as a playable race. I was like, yes.
Right.
So and I've just that's what I've stuck with the entire
Oh,
time.
really? Okay.
Yeah. So every single one would definitely be an undead. Um, I can think of three at least that are good.
Okay.
They would definitely be like a warlock. You know, they like summon demons and like fight with like shadow magic and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So who
you
would that
know,
be? Like, I mean,
that like what was that?
would Skinny Puppy be the warlock?
Oh yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right. All right.
for sure. And then one of them would be like front 242. That's like the engineer class.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, great. Great. Great.
all
Great. Great. Great.
the full of like machinery and like the big goggles and everything. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
He makes like some helicopter kind of thing, just
yeah, yeah, dude, for sure.
circles over land.
Yeah. And then I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
we could have that healer sweat boys. I don't know what
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah, great. That's great. Yep,
very
that'd
cool.
probably be a good party for a dungeon or something. Have the warlock, the healer, and the engineer just wrecking
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. I love it. I love it. Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, Front 242, you got to get on that World of Warcraft tip and just
Yeah,
do some soundtracks
yeah.
for can you call your part of the unidentified men? Be
That'd be funny.
boom boom puns
Yeah.
all over the place. Let's uh you I think we have a troll in on YouTube. Um but do you know a guy named Michael F9K Chrome
That's
1000?
that's Michael from Chrome Corps. Hi, Michael.
Oh, I thought you were screwing around. What's that? Chrome Corpse is in the chat. Mark, didn't you say that you're half Sugandese? I don't know what that means. Um,
I didn't. I don't know.
okay, right. But Chrome Corpse, love you. We were just talking about how much we like your music before the show. Um, back to you. How would you describe the music of Choke Chain to someone with no hearing?
No hearing. Hmm. Anger.
Okay.
Uh, Copious amounts of like release of like an energy. I don't know.
Okay.
Like just like really in your face, like electronic, like
Mm,
nastiness. You know?
cool. Cool. Sonically
Uh,
being struck. It's
yeah.
there you go. Well, speaking of hits, you're dropping hits left and right. You just did an online show. How
Yep.
was that experience?
It was great. I'm really stoked that somehow, like I was saying earlier, my dumb demo got out to enough people to where somebody in another part of the country was like, "Hey, I want you to like play for my online
Oh,
live
very
thing."
cool.
And I was like, "Okay, but I don't know how to do that. I'll try to figure it out." I mean, I did, you know. Um, if I ever were to do it again, I would want to like figure out a better way to do it than how I did do it because it was a little janky. Like you can't see that obviously because all you can see is like the camera angles, but like how I set up the cameras with just like a bunch of duct tape and like stuff and you know. Uh, but yeah, I mean it was cool. I played some new stuff that's going on the next thing, so and people seem to like it, so that's great.
That's well. Let's take a little look at what you did for this festival. To hear that was uh, Chrome Corp's a little bit of online. That looked pretty good to me. Like
Yep.
you got all the some cool graphics and stuff in there, and now you got a new skill. Demon Hate is in the chat room says nice.
Well,
Um,
so yeah, I did like the recording, and then Hal from Paralyze, who's also on your
oh
show,
hey, Milwaukee's own.
he I went to him and I was like, hey man, can you help me?
Yeah,
Can you help me edit this? And he's like, yeah, I got you.
that was
Because
very cool.
I didn't really like know what to do, and then he
Hmm.
just had some ideas, and we just kind of bounced off of each other, and
Okay.
you know, he's cool. You should check out his band too, Paralyze.
Yes,
For sure.
Paralyze is definitely Space Couch endorsed. Um,
Yes.
so that was all your gear, like the aforementioned NPC and stuff like that, out on the stage.
It's nice. It's nice because having such a badass sampler, I can just sample every sound into it, and then just bring the MPC to shows, and not have to bring
Mm,
all my gear. And it'll still be like the same sounds and stuff. You know what I mean?
yes,
Easy.
that is giant. Daniel Ross, England's own, says reminds me of Hottery. So big compliment
Oh,
there.
great! I really like them.
They're
Uh,
pretty
that's
great.
cool.
Yes. Yeah, that's a big compliment. Yeah, Demon Hate says reminds me a bit of Wumpscut. Getting all the references here. What's up to Super Sledge Recordings? I don't know if I said that already, but yeah, man. You had mentioned that this uh, show you just did. Where was that out of, or for what festival?
It was on Strict Tempo.
Okay,
Uh, Box Sinistra out of Seattle does
okay,
it.
very cool.
Uh, I believe she has like her own night, like in a club when there's not COVID happening.
Right.
But like, it's cool. She has a bunch of she's had like some pretty cool acts on there. Like I did it with Visceral Anatomy from Chicago, who are super
Oh,
sweet.
great.
She's had like Zeno and Oaklander on there, which I love Zeno and Oaklander, so that was super cool.
I don't know them.
Uh, yeah, I mean, she just gets really good bands. It's
Cool.
cool.
Well, we have some breaking news. David Truman says pee is stored in the balls. So thank you for that. Um, uh, uh, Chrome Corp says Vox Sinistra is cool as fuck. Cool, man. Um,
Yep,
in that, so the reason I brought that up is you said you mentioned you have some new tracks that were
yep.
played and potentially may see the light of day or space
Mhm.
at some point in the future. What is next for the mighty Chrome Corps?
Uh, well, for Chrome Corps, they have a few
Or I
things.
said, fuck,
Uh,
sorry, these double C bands are screwing me up.
I'll hype him for a second. He has a few things coming out.
Okay,
I've heard some of it. It's really good. You'll like it.
all
Listen
right.
to it.
I do like
Anyway,
Chrome Corps.
um,
And perhaps we will talk to them out here in the vastness of the void in the near future. But
so for
mm,
me, um, I have one song that's going to come out uh, as a part of a thing that I'm not sure if I can like say like what it is or anything, but I have one song coming out for something
okay,
like soon,
cool.
like probably in like a month
Oh,
ish,
dope.
I think. Don't
Right,
quote me on that.
right, right. I know it is.
But then after that, I have 4 songs that are coming out on another EP. Uh, I'm trying to do like December or January, like hoping that
Oh,
I can do
nice.
December or January. Um, because
Very.
that's just kind of what feels good to me right now is just keeping the flow going.
Yeah. Well, with such a brightly shining entry into the world of industrial, like yeah, looking forward to picking that up. Let's be semi-professional. We get that at chokechain.bandcamp.com.
Yep, yep, that's where you get it.
Perfect.
Sure.
Uh, Super Sledge Recording says Chrome Chain is just another name for muscle juice. I don't know what that means. Um, but yeah, it's the we accidentally invented Chrome Chain here. Uh,
That's fine. I'm down with it.
word. Uh, for so we will expect a new release of Some Nature coming from Choke Chain,
Uh-huh.
and another four-song EP coming up. How you feeling about it? Like same kind of style of music, or did you?
Yeah, yeah. Because I kind of think like what I'm doing now is like kind of like the thing I'm setting out to do like already.
Hmm.
Like I'm just trying to do like old school sounding,
Hmm.
but also kind of new sounding like
Hmm.
EBM stuff, but like with like vocals. Because a lot of the new stuff is just like DJs like doing their thing. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like the industrial techno or whatever. Uh, I kind of have an influence in that, but I feel like I have more of an influence in like the old school like EBM thing, like back in the day, and then like I don't know, but I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Hmm.
I think it's produced like slightly better,
Okay.
just because like I'm just learning how to do it.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
the more I do it, um, it it's like I, I feel like the songs flow together pretty nicely. I think.
Hmm.
As to where I think the first one was just kind of an amalgamation of like I have these three songs, gonna put it out. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
As to where like I kind of like sat down and like tried to make something a little more purposefully cohesive, I guess.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
a lot of first EPs, like at least mine anyway, was here's sort of a collection of these Lego pieces I've been carrying around
yeah,
for 6 years, and now I've kind of constructed them into a spaceship or something like
yeah.
that.
Like I think my new stuff is still gonna kind of have that feel to it, but
Hmm.
it's just like a progression towards a more cohesive thing. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Because like when I put out these three songs, I thought that like my brother or like my mom would be like, "That's pretty cool," and like that would be like it. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I didn't really care. I was just like, "Here you go. Here's three songs."
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, I don't know. The fact that people liked it is crazy, and the amount of people that have been liking it is crazy. So
It certainly has been. I couldn't be happier just because
yeah,
like every review I've ever gotten,
uh-huh.
and I know I've said this on previous episodes, but it starts out with this apology. Like either the reviewer likes us and says that I'm sorry that I like the Gothsicles, or everybody likes the Gothsicles, but I can't get past this fucking dude's voice. So
Yeah,
like the vocal reception, just because we sort of have a similar squawk, pardon the pun.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
do you find people like either eh, latch onto it or like say that I like everything but that, or what's your experience with?
So uh, it's usually like people really like everything about it,
Hmm.
or people really hate everything about it, like absolutely. Um, like some people have been like people have like talked to me about the vocals, and it's been like, wow, do you just not like me or something? Like, wow, like it's
Yeah.
weird. I mean, like I understand it's divisive. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm gonna do though. Like all
Right.
because doesn't like it doesn't mean I'm gonna need to do anything differently. You know. But
Yeah, I hear that.
I don't know. I mean, like people. I think people just appreciate like the end result
Mm.
for the most part. You know, of like all of the parts coming together and just how it's like people have said it's like a unique take on like the genre I'm trying to do. I
Yeah.
guess. Um, I mean, I don't know if I agree with that necessarily because like I don't even really care if I sound like other bands to an extent, you know.
Mm.
But like certain just parts about it are just gonna have my own imprint on them anyway. Like the vocals, you know.
Hmm. Well, that's
Like
yeah, hell yeah. Like it's you. It's not like I'm trying to ape this whole other thing. I think it's pretty awesome, man.
yeah, yeah, for
Like
sure.
I'm laughing because one of the best reviews that I ever got was actually a bad review for Aesthetic Perfection, who I
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
So it was interesting being compared to them in any way. But the reviewer says the new Aesthetic Perfection sucks. The guy sings like the Gothsicles now.
No, oh no.
Which we had a laugh about. Like it
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
but it was for All Beauty Destroyed, which is like a great album. But like
yeah.
so. Yes, check that out. We're just name dropping today, but that's okay, man.
Yep.
Um, uh, Michael F9K Chrome 1000 says, "Who doesn't like Mark's vocals? They're dumb." Yes, you're
Thank
dumb
you.
if you don't like Mark's vocals
Thank
because they're like it's uh it's pretty super duper. Um, do you have you toured on those vocals? Because like I've toured doing the Gossicles vocals, and I'm good for about 5 days, and then I'd
so
stop.
so back when I was playing in metal bands, like I was
Hmm.
saying earlier, I would my tours would be like a month, you
Yeah.
know, a month straight, and then like be back for like a week, and then go out for like another week, and then be
Hmm.
back for 2 weeks, and then out for another amount of time,
Hmm.
and like um, my vocals in that band weren't as like I didn't do it as like high
Hmm.
as I do in Choke Chain. Like
Hmm.
it was just like metal vocals, so it was like less enunciated and everything, just like rah.
I
Uh,
got you.
but like doing that, it wasn't as hard on my voice because like I'm really just trying to enunciate,
Hmm.
like doing the higher pitch thing. And I guess I'm trying to get the emotion conveyed through my vocals
Hmm.
that like it's a cathartic, like crazy thing.
Hmm.
I don't know.
No, I
Um,
I do. I think that's awesome. I just like people like ask me how do you do it. I'm like I don't. It's just that's just the way my throat is constructed
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, yeah. That's just
But
how it is for me. I mean, like for touring, I could do those. I could do the longest I've ever done vocals on tour without being like, wow, I'm starting to like not be able to do it is
mhm.
like a few weeks.
Really?
Like if I was on like a month long tour, I my vocals would start to kind of be like, like halfway through.
Hmm.
Um,
Wow,
but I
it's very impressive. Yeah, I usually got to do like a halls or something, breath mint if I'm
yeah.
recording at home now.
Well,
Uh,
I was just doing like backing vocals, so it was like a little
okay,
easier, you
got
know.
cool,
Uh,
cool.
but I would still do them like enough of the time, I guess.
Once, now you've played like live before, yeah,
With choke
with
chain,
Choke Chain.
yeah, yes. I've only ever played in town though, in
Okay.
Lacrosse. Um,
Once the world opens back up, Janelle Condor says choke chain for life. We certainly agree, ma'am. Are we going to get some choke chain live out into the world of Earth?
yeah. I, for right now, just at least like where my life is, I
Right.
think it'd just be like more regional things
Okay.
for a little while. Um, but like I definitely like am planning to do something. I'm not sure like what or anything. Um, I would love to like try and do like an actual like festival somewhere
Mm,
though, something like that. Like do things like that. You know what I mean?
right.
Like do some one off like runs or whatever for a few shows, and then like if someone's like wants me to play a fest, I'd go play a fest and like whatever and so on. Um, I'm not sure about like large scale tours, like how I used to do in my
Right.
like bands for a while, because like that's a logistical nightmare. Like
It's the
touring,
worst.
touring is crazy, especially
It's
when you're doing it like independently.
yeah,
Like
it's nuts, man.
crazy.
Like I've done it a couple times, nowhere near to the extent that you have. Sort
Mhm.
of like 2015, I was unemployed, and I did spend most of that time on the road with Angel Spit. But
Okay.
yeah, it was great. But it was a lot, and I could really only do it if I didn't have a job. So like
Yeah,
it's
well, yeah. So I was touring so much that I couldn't even like keep a job.
mhm,
So it didn't really like matter that much, I guess.
right,
But, but then at the same time, I had no money ever. Like
right.
going on tour for a month with like $50 and being like, "Oh, this is what I'm gonna do."
Yeah, this is like good news, everybody. We didn't lose any money tonight. Like
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's all you want at
that's
that point.
all you
You
want. So I definitely admire your perspicacity
know,
on that front. And we'll do check it out. We'll do a little EPK thing for you now. If you just want to cut this part out for choke chain,
yeah.
we'll do a little festival endorsement. Ready? Okay, here we
Oh,
go.
oh yeah.
Hey, what's up? This is Brian for Space Couch, and I absolutely endorse choke chain for your festival. All right, there we go. Okay, so they can.
I love it.
Michael from Grasp Logic drops a coffee emoticon. We're doing Doctor Fate today, and all right. So, uh, Mark, check it out. We are on this flying couch through the cosmos, and I'm gonna bring it back into the station in a
Okay.
sec. So, do you have any? I know we got to go to chokechain.bandcamp.com to
Yep.
pick up Chain Tactics. Uh,
hmm
any other closing thoughts or anything you might have for our space audience?
Uh, I don't know. Yeah, just check out the music on my Bandcamp. Uh, Thanks to anyone who's watching that's like supported me through this because I like can't even believe like the reception it's gotten. So if anyone's watching that's helped me out ever, thank you. Um, Listen to the Gossicles, but you already knew that. Listen to Gasoline and Vertebrate, but you already knew that.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
yeah, for sure. Support the Warehouse and Lacrosse for
Support the
sure.
warehouse. It's great. Yeah, if you ever have the opportunity to go, I don't know, I just never made it up there. Um, but it really I can't like if you're like an industrial nerd like
hmm
me, on Nevada Hardware is here, says great debut. Speaking of a guy who just kind of similar trajectories, just kind of got out of the gate at a million miles an hour.
Oh, nice.
Um, and Boundless is here. Oh, we got both Jones brothers. Oh, all right. So it's a great way to end the episode. So this is Brian for Space Couch, for Mark for Choke Chain, saying call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for Devanarchy, interface with a couch in space. No Space Couch next week because we're doing Squawk Stock, the online festival for Tiger Squawk Records. But until then, get that Choke Chain EP. Dude, it's awesome. It's so good. All right. Space Couch out. All right. Ending credits music.
Cool.
Yeah, dude. We should do a track.
I would love to do anything, man.
Yeah, we can we can get some sort of sonorous double squawk going on.
Hey,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. All right. So, hey, thanks for your time today, and I will see you around. Let me know if you're ever in Boston, man.
Yeah, I do. I will for sure.
All right.
Let me know if you're ever around here, man. We'll hang out.
Hex yes, hex yes. Well, I
Cool.
mean, if they let me into the state now that it's a super spreader or whatever, but
Of course. Yeah,
all
yeah.
right. See you around.